up, Just Off Broadway? Today's guest is just who you've been asking for. It is the one and only Miss Natalie Weiss!
Oh shoot, that was so good!
Thank you.
I'm not even gonna try. You might have seen her in the national tour of Les Mis, or in Wicked. You may have heard her self-titled EP. You may have seen her all across the country, or in Europe. What? Now, this thing I know you've seen, her incredible series called Breaking Down the Riffs, where she breaks down the riffs.
Like the one I did earlier, only she does it much better. Which you already know, because you watch her show, and now she's here on Just Off Broadway. She's here!
Oh my God.
Natalie, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We want to talk about breaking down the riffs. What inspired you to do that, other than you're just insanely good at it?
Sweet. I was on tour with Les Mis, and I, over the years, had collected a bunch of riffs and cut them on GarageBand. I was just gonna put together like one video on Photo Booth, like my janky computer, and be like, hey, it's me, Natalie, here's some riffs and this is how you do them slow. And I was thinking of like titles of the video, which would be like, figuring out the riffs, breaking down the runs. Like everything sounded a little bit weird, like you're going to the bathroom or something. So then finally I came up with like breaking down the riffs. And then there were like outtakes that ended up being funny, and then it was like, we love the outtakes, and then it was crazy.
3+ million views later, here you are.
Insane, yeah.
It's so amazing. Are you really teaching people on the spot?
Absolutely.
Really?
I never cheat. They never get to know what it is first.
And everyone's just like good. I think it's because you're such a good
How does
dancer,
everyone
too.
know
Like,
it? Literally, never have I ever watched an episode where someone was just like, man,
Can't do
don't
it.
I think there was one episode where the kid is like adorable, and then I'm like, good job, like he kind of gets it, but it's like not about that. He like was really funny. It's episode 4. It's one of my favorites. And it's not that they're getting it right away. But I pick people that are like, that have an aptitude for it, so they're not going to be like, you know.
So not us. We won't be on the show.
You could do it. It's a learning curve, and there's no right answer. So the terminology that I come up with is made up.
I love that.
So I came up with it for you to go home and be like, half step, 1, 2, 3, like an idiot on the street, but you could have made up your own too.
I think those are the best teachers, though, that are able to put the words that the student needs into their minds, you know, because everybody hears things differently, picks things up differently, and so when you have someone say it the right way, you're like, oh, now I get it.
Right, it's like
know?
kind of like singing for dummies, like breaking it down in like the easiest terms.
You have been all over America and Europe, and you've been teaching in all of those places. Can people bring you in to teach classes for them?
Yes,
How do
they
do
can.
that?
You can email natalieweissclass@gmail.com. I basically go where they pay me. It started becoming a side job, like waitressing and stuff like that, and because of the YouTube following, I was able to go make appearances in foreign countries, which is pretty cool.
You've worked with so many incredible people, too. Do you have a favorite memory?
Singing with Shoshana Bean at my LA show, because I collectively had this idea with about 4 friends, and we were in my living room, and I was like, that's what we're gonna sing together, because I asked her to sing with me. I didn't know what to sing. I'd never sung with her before, and this whole idea for doing, you can look it up on YouTube, it's called The Phantom of the Chandelier, I'm pretty sure.
So good.
I'm not gonna lie and pretend we weren't watching
really
it in
glad.
here before
Stop.
they got here.
Literally, when
I was like, have you seen this
We were
video? Watch it
fangirling.
now.
I would video myself doing what I like in a rehearsal track for her, like, okay, then you're gonna do like all this stuff. I can't do it, but you do it. So all the ideas actually happening in life were like made me die. It was like fully realized everything I could have imagined and more.
You've had a good career and you've got a lot of experience with performance, and now with your show, like kind of the business side of things, what is something that has surprised you most about, I guess, entertainment or show business as a whole?
You're not always cast based on talent. You might have to fit the costumes. You might know someone in the room. You might have the same nose as somebody you're replacing. I'm making up stuff, but it could be that simple, so you can't take things personally, which is really hard in this business. Something else that I learned that I still find surprising is that I'm still blown away by the fact that, you know, I could be in a Minneapolis coffee shop and somebody's like, oh my God, are you Natalie? Or the other day I was at a bar, somebody said, you look like Natalie Weiss at the bar, and I literally like was like, I am, and he was like, I did not expect you to say that, and it was, he really like genuinely was like, oh, you know this girl, and I was like, I am, and it's just crazy to me, and I still can't believe that ever happens. I didn't try to like be recognized. I just like somebody put up a video of me in college, and then like the rest is history. It's still crazy to me that like somebody in Australia could have seen something on the internet.
What advice would you give to young performers or anyone, looking to jump into this fun and crazy business?
Yes. My advice is always find side projects that you're passionate about, because if you're so concerned with the business, you're gonna go crazy. Somebody once said, if you have an audition, have a date to go to the movies. Like, go with a friend to the movies. Or have a lunch date so that you're not like, I have to go home and sulk because that audition was not good or something. And if you can see yourself doing anything else, do that. It's the harsh truth.
Do you have a favorite teaching experience too?
I love when I see potential. I love obviously talented people. I'm obsessed with that. But like when I see potential, I get really excited because it's just like little tweaks that have to be done. I love teaching. So people taking an adjustment that you gave them and like seeing it work. Yeah, totally. When I was in London feeling a little bit down, like even though it seems like it's great, I'm touring Europe and I'm feeling like, what am I doing with my life? Like we all feel every day. And everyone's like, well, how could you feel that? I'm like, because I'm not on Broadway. Everyone wants something else. And this girl came up to me and like started crying and said, my mom died last year and your videos got me through it. And I was like, I have to remember that this is why I'm doing it. And
it's amazing. That gave me goosebumps.
Where else can people find you on social media?
Natalie_Weiss on Instagram, Natalie_Weiss on Twitter, not on Snapchat. I won't give into it.
Unless you pay her. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you, Natalie, for being here.
Yes, thank you so much.
You are so beautiful, lovely, wonderful, amazing,
talented,
sweet,
all
kind.
the amazing words.
Whoa.
Make sure you guys go to her YouTube page and subscribe, and you can watch Breaking Down the Riffs. And of course, thank you for hanging out with us on
Just Off Broadway.
So